Alright, I got a manga haul video here. You know, I don't know why I'm making this. I'm just kind of throwing stuff at the wall at this point, until it sticks. I've got about 30 volumes before this haul you're about to see. So the first thing I got here was Jujutsu Kaisen 0. You know, I had a shout out to my goat Yuta, because everyone be disrespecting him, and he's a goat, man. Calling him a fraud. You know, I don't understand the hate. You know, he's one of the best characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, to be honest. I do have the first 2 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm planning on getting all the Jujutsu Kaisen volumes at some point, but you know, I like taking it slow and stuff. You know, I don't want to rush through it. You feel me? The next thing I got was the new Chainsaw Man volume, volume 20. I was under the impression that this was coming out in March, but either Barnes & Noble got it early, or I'm stupid. You know, I like Chainsaw Man. I like Chainsaw Man Part 2. I know a lot of people, you know, they weren't really messing with it, but I honestly like it more than Part 1. I don't know why Yoru's yellow at the back here. I don't know if that's like that later on she's yellow or something. I don't know what's going on with that, but the fit is not tough. I hope she gets, you know, a better fit when it gets adapted in the anime. Which is probably not gonna come out until 5 years later. I got Kagurabachi here. I knew nothing about this. All I knew is that it was about swords, and you know, I kind of wanted something, you know, a lot newer in my collection so that I could buy the volumes as they come out. Which obviously Chainsaw Man has new volumes coming out all the time, but it's different because this is like new. You know what I'm saying? I heard good things about this. This is just kind of one of those things I bought. I did actually read the first chapter after I got this. It also has sorcery in it, so I wasn't expecting that. The whole thing seems to be like a metaphor for like gun control and stuff. So you know, that's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I originally was only gonna get the first 2 volumes, but volume 3, I saw it at Walmart. And Walmart does this weird thing where every volume has like a different price. So they had like the first 2 volumes for like $13, which is more than it usually is, but they had volume 3 for $6. I don't know why they do that, but that's also the same reason why I got these next 2 volumes, Dandadan 5 and Dandadan 6. I honestly don't own Dandadan 1, 2, 3, or 4, and this is also kind of my least favorite arc out of the ones that have been adapted in the anime so far, but you know, I like Dandadan. They also had Volume 7, but Volume 7 was $12. Like, it was normal price for some reason. I don't know what goes on in Volume 7, but apparently, you know, it's hyped up or something. And then, you know, to go along with the Dandadan stuff, I got this Momo Ayase Funko Pop, you know. It's pretty cool. I'm just gonna have it. I just felt like I needed something to stand in front of the brand new books, you know, the brand new Dandadan books. I plan on getting all the Dandadan books at some point, so you know, this isn't gonna be the end of that. Alright, but now it's time for the big box. You know, this is I got this off of Facebook Marketplace for $50, and it is the entire series of Tokyo Ghoul. Well, not the entire series. It's volumes 1 through 5, and then 9 through 12. It's missing volumes 6, 7, 8, and the last few volumes. But you know, $50 was a good deal. I already read the first volume, so now I have 2 copies of that. But you know, it was a decent deal. So I was like, oh, you know, I'll just take it, and then I'll fill in the gaps. I really do like the covers of this. I enjoyed the first volume a lot. That's why, you know, I decided to pick up the rest of the series. The covers are really good. Yeah, I like the style. You know. Oh, but as you can see here, this has like a different I don't know, I forget what they're called, but the brand logo, it's different on each. I don't know if it's like two different pressings or if one of these are bootleg. I hope it's just a different pressing. But you know, that kind of confused me there for a second. So volumes 1 through 5 were low-key and like, they're in like new condition, but volumes 9 through 12, the yellowing on this is crazy. I don't know if he had this baking out in the sun for like days or something. I don't even know how it gets this bad. And it's also like bent. So you know, I'm probably gonna end up selling this whole thing and just getting the box set at some point. But that's for later, you know. I do like these later covers though. They have like Japanese text on it. I don't know. I don't think those were on the other ones, if I'm remembering correctly. I might be stupid. I don't know. But you know, I'm interested to see where the show, not the show, this series goes. You know, I know a little bit. I know he becomes a ghoul. Well, he would have became a ghoul, but yeah, I actually don't really know where it's going. But I know it gets pretty philosophical, you know, later on. So you know, I'm interested to see where that takes us. And then the same guy I got the Tokyo Ghoul stuff from threw in a lot of other free random books. So I got Black God here. I have never heard of this before. It looks pretty cool. It's definitely a shonen type thing. I'm interested to see what this is about. I actually got the first 2 volumes here. It's got Dogs, Bullets, and Carnage. Also never heard of this, but it's sealed, which is, you know, pretty cool. Then Demon Diary, which this one's read left to right, which I don't know why. It's kind of strange, you know. But you know, I'm gonna give these a read to see if they're good, because I've never heard of any of these, you know. Maybe it'll be a hidden gem, you know. Who knows? But now it's time to put these in the collection, you know. This is my collection so far. I ain't got none of those weird structures. It's pretty basic right now. It's just everything like that. I never really understood the weird structures because, like, how are you supposed to read them? You take a book out to read and the whole structure comes falling down. I don't know what that's about, you know. I mean, it looks cool and it saves space, really. So, you know, I understand it in that regard, but it just, you know, that's not for me, you know. Yeah, so I threw, my stuff isn't really organized in like alphabetical order. It's just kind of like what looks good. So mainly like smaller volumes to like bigger volumes. But you know, for the most part, it is in alphabetical order because it just kind of looks nicer, I guess. But you can see right here, like Tokyo Ghoul is at the end because it's like, you know, it's taller, so it's got the larger volume here, you know, which it's still in alphabetical order, but you know, well, I try to keep it in alphabetical order if I can. But, you know, if it doesn't look nice, it doesn't look nice. Because as you see, the Neon Genesis Evangelion volumes I have are just thrown on at the end because, you know, they're the biggest volumes I have. I threw Kagurabachi just over next to Jujutsu Kaisen because, you know, that's also alphabetical order. And also, they're kind of similar from what I've read so far. Not like too similar, but like, they've got the sorcery. And then over here is where I threw my Tokyo Ghoul. You can see that I got two number ones. Well, you can't actually because this thing's in the way. My stuff was mad dusty. Just ignore that. You know, just forget about that. Don't look at that. And then I threw my Neon Genesis Evangelion books back. I kind of just tacked on, you know, the extra books I got just like right at the end here. It did end up looking bad, so I did end up changing it around. Like Dogs I put right between Tokyo Ghoul and Evangelion because it just kind of looks nicer there, you know. And then later on, I did change Black God and Demon Diary just to be in alphabetical order because it looked nicer. You won't see it in the video though because I did it after the video. This is what my collection looks like now. So we're at like on my spreadsheet we're at 49 volumes, which is, you know, it's not gigantic, but you know, for 3 months in, I started collecting like December. I'm pretty proud of what I have right here. Yeah. Shout out to the millions and millions of people that are definitely gonna watch this video. And yeah. Thank you.